What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another show. This is Mamak Sessions, gearing towards the end of the year. We're very excited because 2020 is dawning upon us. But before we move on, my name is Jinnyboy.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan.
And we have a very special guest today. He is Mr. Worldwide. No, not Mr. 305. He's got hair. He's not bald.
He's got a medical degree.
I know that, dude. Which is just that being said already, right?
I think you guys kind of guess who it is already.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he has a medical degree, but doesn't use it. He basically uses it to make people laugh. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Dr. Jason Leong in the house.
Hello, this podcast is way more hip-hop than I thought it would be, man. This is Jin's wet project dream, you know. He wants to go back to radio.
You keep saying he left radio and he misses it so much, he started his own radio.
Yeah,
he
I
brought
know.
radio to himself.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, because you know why? They wouldn't hire me back. They said, oh, yeah, okay, not the one. Like, you know, you're not relevant anymore. I'm like, screw you.
As if you ever... I don't think they can afford you.
Hey!
That's the real truth right there. That's the real
This is
truth.
a really sweet podcast setup, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
wish your listeners can see how nice the thing is. Like, there's proper like studio quality lighting.
They actually can.
Yeah, actually on YouTube.
On
It's actually,
YouTube, yeah.
yeah.
And
so
the
you can see-
equipment is so dope. Like I'm a nerd for production porn. So when I see this kind of like really cool gear, I geek up on it, you know. And I especially like audio equipment, which is really good because that's
Right.
what we need nowadays.
Yeah.
Nowadays people
Right.
don't pay attention to audio equipment.
I think, especially for someone like you, because you know you're always with a microphone.
Yes.
And you're always
Yeah.
delivering punchlines
Yeah.
and, of course, comedy on stage.
And especially when I record my stuff and I put it on YouTube or
Oh, yeah.
Facebook, I make sure I need to lapel up nicely with a G3 or something, Sennheiser, whatever.
The lab mic,
Yeah, I
the
think
wireless
G2,
one, right?
and then proper audio, because if you don't have proper audio, it screws up the whole video. There's no point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they can't even hear the joke, then how are they going to laugh?
Exactly. That's
yeah.
very important. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're wondering what lapel, G3, whatever not, and you don't have no idea what Jason's talking about, it's just audio equipment, guys.
Yes.
Audio
Really
equipment.
good audio equipment.
Hashtag
Yeah.
production porn.
That's right. So how have you been, man? Okay, first things first. I just have to say congratulations. You're a dad.
Yes, I have a 2-month-old. She was born on 15th October. So I've joined the Fathers Club.
It's great, right?
Yeah. It's great. It's really cute. She's really cute. She's sleeping like 5 to 6 hours a night, which is great. So
Wow.
Wow, that's a luxury, you know.
Yes. How was your kid like?
I had to wake up. Well, okay, I had to wake up every 2 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because she was like, ah! Okay, she's hungry.
Yeah.
I go to Michelle. Come on, pump your breast milk. Come out.
Yeah. No, the hard part is not the feeding. The hard part is when you feed her already, then you gotta burp her.
Oh.
And that'll take up to like an hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah. Mine was a bit tough because every time I tried to burp her, she basically vomit.
Oh yo.
Did your baby?
No, it doesn't vomit as much, but
So-
she does a bit, like
A bit
drools
lah.
out. Yeah,
Why-
it comes out a bit.
Why do you have to burp the baby
So
after you
that
feed them?
okay,
No, she
imagine
won't
this.
sleep.
Yeah, because like if you have like gas in between your esophagus and stomach, right? You kind of feel very uneasy. So like for a baby, I would think like the feeling is like amplified like 100 times because they're so tiny. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But so when they're drinking milk, they're actually inhaling air. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not inhaling, they're swallowing
Swallowing
air.
air,
Yeah. So the air makes them uncomfortable. So if you don't burp them, they cannot go to sleep, and then
Yeah.
you're awake.
Then they start crying and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan, you got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always give me a call if you need help.
No, I think I'm fine for now. I'll take my time getting there. No rush.
No rush.
Yeah, but it's the best, isn't it? Like fatherhood, isn't it the best thing ever?
Yeah, it's not as bad as some people put it out to be. But luckily, like for my wife, she has extra help. So my mom-in-law comes very often to help out, and also we hired a maid, a domestic helper, so that really helps also.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that she can focus on the baby, and whilst the maid takes care of all the household chores. Cleaning and cooking is a major part of the whole day. So thankfully, our helper is great lah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you cry when you held the baby in your hands in the first time?
No, I didn't cry because I was there during the. Were you there during the?
No, I was not allowed. They saw my face like, oh, knee, face problem. Cannot come in.
Wait, did your wife do a C-section? Or?
She did a C-section.
No wonder cannot lah. Okay.
No, actually some restaurants.
No, some can.
Some hospitals can. Whoa.
Yes.
Get a
They should
C-section at a
allow because
restaurant.
you'll be at the head of the mom. Like
Yeah.
But like when I saw Michelle delivered our baby in SGMC. So they said initially they allowed fathers to go in for the C-section.
Okay.
You know, then they realized that you know what? The doctors said like, you know what? All the fathers started fainting when they saw blood.
Oh dear.
So they said that look, I'm only here to be responsible for 2 lives, okay, not 3. So they basically banned all fathers from going
my
in.
God, that's so
my
funny.
God.
Yeah. So, and my I think like did they call it a gynae, right? Gynae. I mean my wife's doctor.
It's an obstetrician and gynecologist. Yes.
Yeah, he's damn cool and he's damn chill. It's like every time we tell him things like our mothers will tell us because they are also traditional. Then the fellow looks at me one kind and he stares at me. So The white people do it. Why you cannot?
Exactly. Thank you very much. I wanted to ask, so I was there during my wife's delivery because it's what we call an SVD, spontaneous vaginal delivery. So it's very normal. I mean, it's normal delivery. So my heart was in my throat because I know this is the most dangerous part of the whole process.
Wow.
So luckily everything went well, but I was controlling myself. Okay, keep calm.
Oh wow.
The thing is that I know. Can I just ask, why did your wife deliver via C-section? What's the indication?
Okay, so she was supposed to go for a normal delivery. She was planning to do it. She was preparing herself for like 8 months, and just like a month before the due date, I think one of her friends said, "Hey, why don't you go do MRI?" Is it MRI? Yeah,
MRI, okay.
Something to scan lah, just to see that everything's okay.
MRI, okay.
Yeah. So when she went for that scan, the doctor came in like, "Oh, your pelvic opening is actually very small. So even if you did like a natural delivery, your baby will get stuck, and then and we'll have to do an emergency C-sec."
Oh,
and I mean, she said they said that her pelvic opening is very, very small.
That's very weird. But why would they only catch it at MRI? With an MRI at such a late stage?
Actually, nobody actually does an MRI.
Yeah.
Nobody does it. But we as usual, first time parents, right? They will ask friends who are doctors, and then the other friends will come. Hey, maybe you should do an MRI. I looked at her, I was like, what? Okay, fine, let's go do it. No problem. We asked the doctor. The doctor's like, hey, no problem. Hey, you're paying for it, right? More money for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did it, and then he's like, okay, you know what? Luckily you did, because even if you didn't, you were going for natural labor, right? It would have caused a bit of complications, and you were basically be wheeled in for a emergency C-sec anyway. So after that, when he said, okay, let's do C-sec, she panicked. Because for 8 months, she was like mentally preparing herself for natural delivery, and all of a sudden, when she says C-section, the only thing that goes through her mind is like, they're gonna cut me up.
Yeah. Oh, they do.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, right? So I wanted to ask, because nowadays I see, this is not with any empirical evidence or surveys, but I just anecdotally, I find that a lot of my friends whose wives or they themselves go to private hospitals for delivery, somehow or other most of them, if not all, get persuaded to do C-sections.
Oh wow.
And I know that if you do a C-section, you get charged more.
Yes.
So presumably the doctors and the hospitals make more money. That's fair. But the thing is, a lot of them are being persuaded to do C-sections even when it's not needed. Right? C-section is actually major surgery,
right?
With all the risks of surgery and anesthesia. And a lot of women nowadays are, opting, like they're choosing to deliver via C-section, which back in the day it's not an option. A C-section is like a workaround to a problem,
like a last minute emergency.
No, it's not really emergency. A lot of women are their pregnancies are planned in such a way that they will deliver via C-section. Why? Because for instance, the baby's presentation is the butt comes out first. So that will cause damage to the vagina.
Yes.
So they do a C-section, or like if the baby is very big, or your baby is 4 kilos. If you're going to have difficulty coming out, we do a C-section. So these are elective. They are planned. Right? Then there's the emergency ones where the heart rate is dropping because there's a cord around the neck, or whatever, or the baby is drowning, or the baby is the mother is having seizures, and we need to take the baby out to stop the seizures, whatever. These are problems in which the C-section is a workaround, is a tool to overcome a problem.
Yeah.
But nowadays, a lot of people are choosing to have C-sections. It's like it shouldn't be a choice.
Yeah.
Mothers should be encouraged to do
natural,
spontaneous vaginal delivery. And if problem occurs, then you go for C-section.
Yeah,
right. I had a friend, 2 friends recently. I spoke to them, and I'm sure they won't mind me sharing. I won't say the names. Their family, their extended family, have persuaded them somehow or other to go for C-section, because when you do C-section, you can control the date of the delivery.
Oh my God, yes.
For the date. And that is horrible. This is ridiculous.
It's like you're trying to control fate, like you're trying to.
And the definition of fate is that you can't be
controlled.
Fate can't be controlled. And it doesn't matter what day your baby is born.
As long as it comes out healthy.
As long as it comes out healthy. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. As long as it comes out healthy, it's okay. What's this? The date does not determine anything.
I know
you read too much into your feng shui past.
Yeah. No, I know that my in-laws, right, were looking at dates. But the thing is, they were not adamant on, you must come out on this day. It's like, if your baby come out on this day, it's okay. But the thing is, when my baby came out 1 week earlier, they said, this is also a good day. There's nothing wrong. So
there is no good date. There is no bad date.
The good date is when the baby comes out healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a very good date right there.
The good date is when the baby comes out healthy. And so I find myself getting quite disturbed because on the one hand there is this I think there is some sort of conspiracy where private doctors are persuading patients to go for C-sections because they make a lot more money. That's I can understand that. It's very bad. I can understand that. But then on the other hand, and these doctors will persuade them, right? At the end of the day, they will hide behind the patient comes first. Patient wants it, so we have to give.
Yes.
Okay? Defensive medicine.
Yeah.
But now I find that there's another portion. There's the other side. The patients themselves are deluding themselves into doing a lot more C-section, which is horrible. There are a lot of complications that can occur during a C-section.
Yeah.
You know, like bladder rupture, intestinal damage. All this because all these structures are near the uterus. All this can happen.
It's unnecessary risk.
Yeah, and sometimes you know, like I've read about how like because they cut through the water and then they cut through the uterus, right? And sometimes they can cut the baby's face because it's scalpel, ma.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
It's bad shape, lah.
Oh man.
There is
Dude, it's not. Oh man, it's like it doesn't help that Jason's a doctor himself.
Yeah.
That's why he knows all these risks.
So the next time you have, remember, you're at the age now where all our friends are getting pregnant. Ask them which hospital you're going to. Oh, private, and then you ask them if it's C-section, then why?
I had some friends who wanted to do C-section because they were afraid of pain.
Pain.
Yeah.
Good point. So
I had a friend. It's like, you know what? I will not be able to take the whole stress of being in labor for 24 hours. I just want it go inside, chop, done, and everything.
Okay. So right now, see, my wife also works as an anesthesiologist.
Oh.
Okay. So right now, due to advances in modern medicine, there is this thing called epidural.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we always see all the when you watch scenes of delivery in movies. Of course, the woman is screaming. Why? Because not dramatic, man. Right? If you all direct a scene where the woman's giving birth, we're gonna make her scream, right?
Yeah.
But nowadays, women with epidurals, they're not in pain.
Oh really?
They may be in discomfort, but they're not like that searing pain. You know,
Yeah.
because the epidural goes in and it kind of numbs your lower half.
My mom had epidural when she
Yeah.
had me. She was like super easy.
Yeah.
Well, like I scream.
Right. Yeah.
No, like didn't really have to scream. I think at one point she was saying like
No, I mean
the
like
doctor
I
actually
said
had
like
to
I
feel.
scream.
Oh, yeah. But the doctor actually had to feel for the contractions because she couldn't feel.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
right.
so really numb until like that.
So my wife had colleagues in the anesthesiology department who made sure that epidural is running, and because she's a doctor herself, she knows that when there's epidural running, you don't feel the bottom half, so you gotta push even harder. Your mind has to be because it's too relaxed already.
Yeah.
So she pushed out and everything was fine, and she didn't scream in pain. Everything was very comfortable. So there's another myth, right? That childbirth is painful. It has to be painful. It's not. It doesn't have to be painful. If you put an epidural in properly, it's no pain.
Yeah.
No pain whatsoever. And that's the problem. There are some women, the older generation will say, you must feel the pain. You know, oh, last time I didn't do epidural.
Like a rite of passage.
Like the baptism of fire, which is bullshit. You don't have, why must pain be necessary? Now with modern medicine, no, you don't have to feel pain.
So again, my mom had the same thing with my elder brother.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, she didn't get epidural for his birth. And it was pain. Of course, it was pain like shit. And after that, she was like, screw that shit, man.
Yeah.
Epidural all the way.
next.
Damn.
So she had epidural with me. And when I came to my youngest brother, she had epidural. But I've not seen epidural take some time to kick in, right?
Yeah, it takes some time to kick in.
Yeah. So she had epidural, but then my brother decided to like rush out.
Oh.
So before the epidural could kick in, he wanted to come.
Oh my
back.
god.
Yeah.
As in Julian, is it?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's
Too much of a hurry.
And so there's so many good things that happen when you're not in pain. You know, like your breathing is more regulated, your heart is not under so much stress, everything, and when your breathing is more regulated, there's better exchange of oxygen to the blood or everything. Whereas when you're in pain, it's not efficient.
Is it safe to say that it's actually safer when you're not in pain because you're not like struggling too much or anything?
You're not in stress, yes. And also, this comes back to the question of C-section, right? Sometimes labor can be very long. The contraction part, right? So if the woman is in pain, she'll be like, pain, doctor, come on, let's get it out now. So the doctor will be under pressure to get the baby out via C-section.
Oh.
Right? Whereas you can actually have the luxury of waiting. Some labors can go up to 24 hours.
Oh my god.
So when there's an epidural, mom is comfortable, husband is comfortable, nurses are comfortable, doctors are comfortable. It's better for everyone. And the baby is not so much stress. Because when your mom is stressed, you release all these hormones and inflammatory markers which will affect the baby also.
Yes.
So epidural is the way to go. So I think a lot of people parents understand that with epidural it's comfortable and you don't have to go through C-section. In fact, C-section, if you go for spontaneous vaginal delivery with or without epidural, if everything's well, next day you go home. Like my wife delivered at 2:15 p.m. She went home the next day.
Whoa.
Next day. Spontaneous.
Wow.
But next day. That's how fast they can let you go. But with a C-section, you can stay up to a week in hospital.
Yeah.
It's a post operation.
Because it's so there's imagine there's a major scar on your a transverse scar below the
Tummy,
and that's just the skin. It cuts through the fascia,
the muscles,
fat, the muscle and the uterus.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a major cut. So it takes a while to heal.
Yeah.
Minimum is 3 days. And then sometimes if it's a lot of bleeding, they put a drain.
Yes.
So that it drains out because the fluid drains out. So they need to if the drain it takes longer to stay. So and I would argue that you actually spend more time in hospital and more times in pain, rather than
more time and more money.
They don't take into consideration the post operation kind of like pain
it's 5
and
to 7 days in the
process
hospital.
after that.
Yeah.
Wow.
At least with SVD we call it. You go back home the next day.
Yeah.
So
Just-
like for the first 15 minutes of this podcast, you
medical.
should be it's been medical. So you listening on the other
Wow.
end,
Yeah.
you should know what to do, man.
You're having kids, do your research, make an informed decision.
Just to end on this, right? So with it's a good business model, I have to say.
Wow.
Because you know why? Once you have a C-section, your next birth must be C-section.
Oh,
Wow, really?
Yeah, because it's dangerous to have, because your uterus has a scar,
Yeah.
because you cut through the uterus.
It'll tear if you-
So if you have another birth via vaginal delivery, the uterus must contract, and there is a risk of the uterus while contracting rupture.
Oh,
and when
dear.
it ruptures, there's a lot of bleeding. The woman may die.
Oh wow.
So the next birth must be C-section.
And that one is like you have to really like
You
it's
have
the
to.
Safety
Now
really-
now it's
workaround.
not an option anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's a must. So
Okay.
again, if a private practice, I'm again assuming, I'm alleging, no evidence. If I, as a private practitioner, I persuade a mom to do C-section, I guarantee I get the money for the C-section. I am also guaranteed another C-section in the future.
If they would have
choose
another
to
kid.
have another kid. Wow.
Wow, that's okay. Now we know. The more we know.
Dark side of
I
the
think this is the
medical
most
industry.
informative podcast.
I know this is very, very, very informative. I mean,
Yeah.
we look at the producers behind the cameras. They're just like smiling. He's like thinking, okay, should I have my
know what?
future wife go digital or not?
Because we have someone who actually went to school to talk on a podcast.
Who?
Then this one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. Jason is a certified doctor, by the
Your
way.
other guests don't go to school.
Yeah, a lot of people. Okay, so like, look, for those of you, for most of you listening, you may know Jason Leong as the stand-up comedian, and then of course there's a title of Dr. Jason Leong. Some people might think, do some people think like, oh, is that real or is that fake? You know what I mean?
Well, when I'm when I'm being bashed on Twitter and social media, they'll say, doktor dapat mana ni doktor?
So how did you get into stand-up comedy? Okay, look. Okay, let's rewind back to the day where you decided to go into medical school. No, wait, the choice of was it your choice? Or
My choice.
Your choice. Okay,
Yeah.
not your parents' choice.
No. Actually, that's the thing. It wasn't my parents' choice. I definitely wanted to go medicine, and my parents were a bit worried because they didn't have enough money to send me to medical school. That time was very expensive.
Yeah.
Like even IMU was at that time. I remember it was 270,000 for the 5.
Wow.
For the 5 years.
Oh my gosh, for 5, that means like what? You're talking about like 40,000-50,000 a year.
And that, but nowadays that's really cheap, because because nowadays private school international private school is 50 grand, 60 grand a year.
The higher ones, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal nowadays. But back then it's very expensive. So, but I did want to study medicine. Then I became a doctor, and then I worked for 5 years. I didn't really enjoy the job, not because of the job itself, but just the bureaucracy and how to say it's really tough working hours.
Yeah.
And too many patients. And I just didn't like it, and there's a lot of red tape involved. And I could see the future. I could see back then. I could see that this is going to be a dead end job for me. And the industry, the healthcare industry for doctors in Malaysia won't be improving anytime soon.
Oh wow.
That brings me to a big topic I'll talk about later. So then I for 2 years I did stand-up comedy and work as a doctor for 2 years.
Okay.
And as I got busier doing comedy, I realized that okay, one has to give.
Yeah.
So I decided to stop being a doctor for a while and do comedy for 3 months. Then 3 months became 6 months, became 12 months, and then
But that's a really big decision. I mean, like to stop being a medical practitioner to do comedy. It's
So
completely
I-
different ends of
yeah.
the field. Yeah.
So I did comedy for 2 years first, and then once I know that I can make enough money to sustain myself without my salary from my doctor's salary, then I had to see first. I stopped for 3 months.
Yeah.
I see how the 3 months go. It went well. It became 6 months. So it's a big decision, yes, but I made sure to transition smoothly.
I kind of feel like, when you're like putting yourself in the spot, taking yourself away from the norm and the usual safety net. Like, okay, you work as a doctor, you get a monthly payroll.
Yes.
Right? You kind of like, in a way, are secured.
Yes.
Right? You'd be like, okay, cool, I'll continue working. But then again, when you take away all of that, you're put into survival mode.
Yes.
And then, you're not going to sit down there and be basically given shows. You're going to go out there and basically
Exactly.
ask for shows.
Yeah.
So it applies to
Yes.
everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even when you left radio, you left that safety net, and you gotta hustle, right?
Yeah, dude. When I left radio, I think like I was like looking at my bank, and I was like, okay, I can survive for 7. After I look at it properly, okay, like maybe 6.5.
Yeah. So that, exactly that is. So like I worked for I think 3 years before I worked for 5 years, then I stopped. So in that 5 years, luckily my personality is such that I save a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't have to spend a lot. So I enough to survive for a year or two.
You made sure you had that cushion there.
Yeah, cushion. Yeah, so that it's important because like for a lot of freelancers out there, especially those who are who want to transition to becoming freelancers, they need to know that if you have enough money to survive for a few months or a few years, you can focus on your craft, number one, and you're not pushed to make stupid decitions that will hinder your freelancing career.
Yeah.
You're not forced to sell yourself short, and then that will stunt your growth.
I think most freelancers are selling themselves shorts these days.
Yes, that's the problem.
Just because they want to, look, I need to get into it. And then, they're just like, okay, he's doing it for like $500, I'll do it for 100.
Yeah,
I'll do it for 50.
And there's no way you can reach that quality of 500 if you're doing it for 100. You're either selling yourself short or you're selling your client short.
Yeah.
And then you kind of ruin the market for everyone. Oh. Yeah. So anyway, it's a okay transition, and luckily I started. I think just like you started when YouTube was becoming big.
Yeah, I think like it's safe to say I started when there wasn't anyone else doing it in Malaysia.
Yes, I think I was introduced to YouTube via your videos. Like, oh, what's this Jinny Boy? YouTube is the thing now.
Yeah,
So it's an avenue. Is another channel where you can put
Never
your
heard
stuff
of
up.
YouTube then. So the industry started growing also at the same time when I discovered comedy, and I realized then that the appetite of Malaysians for stand-up comedy was huge, and it's going to go upwards from here. So I thought, okay, slow and bit by bit, every day, every month that went by, like, my decision is justified slowly. So I didn't have to go back to medicine. So it's been a great how many years? It's almost 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Jason's been selling out shows. Okay, I finally went for one of his stand-up shows.
Oh my god! I went to one of his shows.
yeah.
Have you been to any?
Yeah.
How many?
I've been like to like 4.
Oh, thanks, man.
Oh shit.
How'd you
My brother buy the poster some more. Line up for him to.
Oh man.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. Hey, shut up.
Yeah, so it's been a great time lah. Very thankful.
And I think it's also a very interesting story for you because like then your comedy bit you can incorporate your past medical your past medical experiences into your bits.
Yeah, I do.
And okay, like speaking of which, like a lot of people would think that stand-up comedy can make money, man. But for me, like I kind of think it can. Because like,
obviously
being the Chinese person I am, I went to his show, it was sold out, right? Then I was like thinking, how much is one ticket? Okay, how many people here?
Yeah.
Okay, how many shows is it? Whoa, basket! This fella's making a shit ton of money, man.
Only Chinese fans will do this.
Yeah, it's like, oh man.
They're not as impressed as the sold out show. They're as impressed as the number of tickets.
Yeah, exactly. When Jason comes out and he's opening, I'm so glad there are almost 1,000 of you. Oh, 1,000, okay, 1,000 times the ticket price, times 7 days, times okay, Australia, everything. Oh my god, this guy's minting it, huh? Then next time you call Jason, hey Jason, come on, yam chana. I'm not busy. Shit you lah.
No, the one great thing about here's the problem with doctors, right? And my friends will agree with this. Doctors only hang out with doctors.
Okay.
And they see the world through doctor lens, doctor eyes, right? Because doctors are very busy.
Yeah.
There's no time for social life.
Yeah.
So anytime they have time to socialize, it's with other doctors.
Oh.
So they only hang
That's
out.
right.
Yeah. So that's the problem. So when I stepped out of the medical field and I did stand-up comedy, I was exposed to a lot of other things like YouTubers, like earners, comic book artists,
Yes.
filmmakers, MCs. Right?
Yeah.
All these kind of people are making lots of money. Right, and they don't necessarily have to be doctor, lawyer, engineer, accountant, whatnot, because like it's a whole different creative industry that you just didn't know about.
Yeah.
Right, and here's the thing about like I always caution people, young people who they want to seek career advice.
Yeah.
It's career advice, right? And the problem with career advice is no one is expert enough in all the careers of the world to tell you what career you should go to. No one.
That's true.
Right? The only people who can maybe give some advice are their parents, right? But they can only give advice based on their own careers.
Yeah.
Right? A doctor can only talk to his son about being a doctor.
And that's why their sons would most probably be a doctor.
Yeah, because you have only one advice. There's only one career you know of. You don't. A doctor is absolutely blind and obtuse about the career of a YouTuber. Absolute no idea. Same as how a YouTuber does not know anything about what's it like being a doctor. So,
exactly.
So when these people, when they ask for career advice, it's actually at the end of the day, you just ask yourself what you want to do. There's no one can advise you accurately enough about careers.
Yeah.
Right? And I say this example like, so I tell my friends, okay, so 10 years ago, if someone were to ask you what career you want to which career will make more money? Oil and gas or YouTuber?
People think oil and gas.
People, of course, oil and gas,
Yeah.
of course, right? But look at it, oil and gas people are suffering. They're losing jobs, and YouTubers are making a lot of money.
YouTubers
You
are
get-
choosing which Maserati to buy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not me lah, okay? Not me, okay?
NOC.
Oh, NOC, Jen Hao Tan.
Yeah. So like how, you have no idea. You have absolutely no idea. Like and come back to this big point now. Like 10 years ago, doctor, lawyer, engineer, or stand-up comedian. No one will say be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
It's more stable.
Yeah.
No, be a doctor. But look at the news recently, right? The Malaysian government is planning to cut the pay of new doctors who join the civil service under MOH
Oh, shit.
by about 750 ringgit.
Wait, what's their starting pay?
Okay, I don't know
yeah.
the details.
What's the
but-
range?
But the new doctors
Yeah.
at the most junior level, they take home about 5,000 ringgit.
Okay.
Take home,
Yeah.
right?
Okay,
Which is
okay.
decent. They are about 24 years old.
So this
They
is
get-
like fresh out of uni.
fresh out of uni. They come in, they get all their pay and their allowances all lumped in. Pay off your tax, pay off your EPF. You get about 5,000.
That's fair. I
Okay.
feel it's fair.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Go through how many years
Yeah.
of school to
Yeah.
get there? I think it's
Yeah,
fair.
but now they are planning to cut the pay by 750 ringgit.
Why?
Yeah, because I don't know, government no money. Right?
But oh my
Really.
god, this is
And
your
here's the thing.
healthcare professionals.
And here's the thing, right? So this salary has been the same since I started working.
Oh man,
This is the same salary 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Right? 10 years ago, I got the same pay as the new doctors joining the service now.
and of course 10 years ago, 5,000 can buy
Yeah.
a lot more than what
Yes.
you can buy 5,000 now.
And since 10 years ago, house prices have at least doubled.
Yeah.
At least double.
Of
So
course.
I'm technically 2 times richer when I was 24 years old than the doctors who joined the service now.
Wow.
And now not only are the hours very long and it's a tough job, their pay is being cut by 750 ringgit.
Wow.
Because the government says, oh, we're not going to give you the critical. Okay, so a doctor's salary is first there's the gaji pokok, which is the base pay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's a lot of like
Overtime?
Yes, on call, whatever. And there's also allowances like
Okay.
out of state allowances, living allowances, whatever lah. But and one of them is the critical allowance, which means like you do critical work, like you save people's life, you work
Right.
overtime, you work at night. Your job is super important, so they give it allowance. That one also don't have.
Oh.
Now they're cutting it out. So so there's essentially a pay cut about 750 ringgit.
Wow, that's quite a sum, you know. That's close to about 20% of the
And adding to
salary.
that, so the statistics have shown that over the past decade, the number of patients going to public healthcare services has quadrupled.
Wow.
Has quadrupled.
So the need for doctors are actually the demand for doctors are actually growing in that sense.
Not necessarily demand, but the burden on the services.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. On the facilities.
has quadrupled, and doctors are still getting paid the same. And now they want to get. So now what's interesting is now there's a petition online being circulated on, which got like 70,000 signatures in one day.
Wow.
Okay, and what's interesting is so this pay cut only affects new doctors coming to the service, right? But all the existing doctors, like the medical officers, the specialists, the consultants, they're all on board this campaign to get the government to not cut the pay, because we all know that once you start with the junior doctors, tomorrow it's going to be the senior doctors.
Oh,
it's going to be the consultants. So better stop this now.
Stop the virus before it spreads.
And all this, like, it's been happening around the world, like even in UK and Zimbabwe and a few other countries, the junior doctors are going on strike. Like, no, the pay is horrible, bad facilities, bad hours. And I think 4 or 5 years ago in Ireland, there was a junior doctor strike. So what they did was, all the senior doctors will take over the junior doctors' roles. They cut down the clinics, so like all the non-essential clinics, cut. Junior doctors go on strike. So they ran like a skeletal healthcare system while the junior doctors went on strike. To tell the board, the health board, hey, look, you need to either increase the pay or reduce the number of hours, because it's ridiculous. And all this is a ticking time bomb.
It is.
Yeah.
You know? It's a ticking time. Imagine your doctor trying to save your life. He's just really upset about his own life.
Right.
Yo.
But the other thing also is like, I don't think like the medical profession, like the graduates are like lessening at any rate, right? I mean,
no, I don't think
year
so.
You get a new batch of doctors coming in every single semester.
Yeah, I don't know about because there was a point in time where the medical university business was a very lucrative business.
Yeah, and
so they're just mushrooming everywhere, and now there's too many.
Oh, okay.
So now, interestingly, now that you brought it up, now last time when I joined, when doctors join the service, after you finish your housemanship, you're contracted to the government, no?
Yeah.
So you work, now you're a government servant, and it's like a long term. It's a contract lah. And government servants are it's very hard to fire a government servant. It's essentially because I think it's because you're appointed by. Technically, it's deemed that you're appointed by the Agong. Civil service.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very hard to fire someone.
I see.
It's hard to fire someone. Give an example. Remember, there's a case about the head of department at Hospital Sungai Buloh.
There was allegedly that he was involved in like some sexual harassment case.
He was actually just, I think, suspended or something.
Wow.
He was not fired, so he could still get his pension.
Wow.
Oh my god.
So it's very hard to fire. So now when I first joined, yes, I was contracted by the government. Now because it's too many. When they join, it's temporary contract.
Oh wow!
You join houseman.
Yeah.
Housemanship is 2 years. Your contract 1 year only. After 1 year, if everything okay, if we still need you, continue on.
Then if they don't need you,
continue, then
you can chow and go elsewhere lah.
Fry char kway teow or whatever.
Oh my gosh!
God.
Be a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Dude, wow.
That's why things are bad for new doctors now. Overall, I think things are bad for young people. Do you feel that?
I kind of feel that. Yeah, I do. They're like put in this situation where like, look, they have to it's basically the minute they are born, they are in survival mode.
Yeah. No, I read in this article somewhere like, to afford a house, the correct ratio is something like you can buy a house that's 200% or 300% more than your basic salary lah.
300% means like 3 times the salary? 3 times?
Three times the salary.
3 times something like that. So
your yearly income lah.
you get what I mean. There's that ratio there. Like let's say if your yearly income is like 30,000, your house you can afford no more than 300,000.
Yeah.
So is it 300%, 100%? Yeah.
Wow.
300,000 ringgit house and all. But now, like you said, the house prices have like triple and quadruple, and it's insane. It's like, how are you gonna afford a house these days?
But then again, the houses, those are houses within popular areas or in the city. But if you go further away, they're a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, but how far away do you have to go?
I don't know. It depends.
I mean, yeah,
it's a major problem. Even I just by looking at the salaries of new doctors, it's horrible. I don't know how they're going to survive.
The amount of effort and blood, sweat and tears they put into getting their medical degree is like, oh my god.
Hey, if you're listening and you're a doctor, I just want to say that, we appreciate whatever you're doing. We love you. Yeah, you guys.
I love you too.
Yeah. Oh man, Jason.
Yes.
So how lah? I mean, you just okay. I'm just gonna recap what happened to you this year. You became a dad. Obviously.
Yes.
Okay. You just wrapped up a tour with
Yes.
MACC. That's the I think 10th anniversary tour.
Yes, it's a 10th anniversary and the goodbye tour. Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's like the franchise, the brand has come to a close.
It's not a gimmick where it's the
Yeah.
last one and then everybody it was the last time, huh? Then tomorrow's like the comeback tour.
Yeah.
Just like the Backstreet Boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's definitely the time has the time has come to a close on the MACC brand. You know, because I think in the beginning the four of us joined forces. It was beneficial to us because the MACC's reach was greater than the sum of each of our popularities.
Oh, wow.
So with when you brand as MACC, more people will come to our shows.
Yeah.
Right.
But as individually we became better known and more and better at comedy, the MACC now is kind of like it's taking away our power because now it's like people come and they think we are the cheap package. This is I pay one price, I get to see four.
Combo deal.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and I made it a point to do a solo tour every year, and I almost sell out, very, very close to sell out every tour.
Yeah.
And then I started to realize that actually, you know, if the four of us did our solo tours,
Yep.
actually we all on average make more money than if we just every year we just do one MACC show.
Right.
And then we split the profits, whatever. It's not
Yeah.
so now the MACC has become our crutch.
I see.
Okay, and it's not good to always rely on crutches.
Yeah.
If you want to sell out a tour, MACC we will sell out that tour, right?
Right.
No, we need to learn how to sell out on
your own.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
And I
It
feel
shouldn't be
guys
like
can
it shouldn't. I'm just gonna tour with 3 other guys and then
Yeah.
split the burden. No, we have to keep striving. So I spoke to the boys and I said, look, I think everyone should do their own solo tours. And even Douglas is doing it. Douglas never toured solo. He always toured with someone, you know, even though he headlined our show.
Okay.
It's never himself only. So I think now it's interesting to see what he's going to come up with just by himself.
Yeah.
And people will
Ah.
still come and watch.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to say, you no more. Now I have to see 4 of you individually. Last time so cheap. No more. We can't be cheap for you. we can't be cheap forever,
you can't be
man.
10 years and then still maintain the same thing.
Our ticket prices last the 2018 show. They were like the most expensive was 60 ringgit to see 4 of us.
Wow.
Oh my god, that's honestly dirt cheap.
That's super
That's
cheap.
dirt cheap.
You know. So thankfully in November we sold about 6,000 tickets
Wow.
at prices which were our cheapest ticket price was more expensive than our most expensive price last
When you
year.
first started. Oh, last year.
Yeah. So now it's 80, 100 and 120.
Wow.
Okay, let's just say that each ticket is 60.
Don't forget there are costs.
Doesn't matter. Okay. I mean,
Rental.
assuming the cheapest ticket is 60, 6,000 or street, that's almost 400,000.
Yeah, 4,000 then.
That's only one night, you know.
No, like what? No, 6,000
6,000
over
total
4
lah.
nights. Over 4 nights.
Oh, 4 nights.
Yeah, 4 shows.
Okay, four shows. That's only one. That's only in KL. Got Penang,
It
JB.
definitely, so we, myself and Jan Han produced the tour, so we definitely made more money than last year, definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that next year, if each one of us sells out well, we'll still make more money this year, and that's the way it should be. Every year must try and make more money.
And going back to that, okay, you saying that you sell out shows. Go back to the first day when you went up on stage for the first time.
My God.
Yeah,
very
like
different.
how many people did you actually perform in front of? And and at any point in your time in your whole stand-up comedy career, were you at your lowest, be like saying like, shit, you know what? I think I kind of made a mistake. Screw this.
So the first time I performed was at Zouk, Velvet Underground.
Oh my
Zouk.
God, Velvet Underground.
Underground has
Velvet Underground.
stand-up comedy.
Yeah, this was in 2010.
Y'all are drunken
Oh,
standing up,
Lord.
that's
So
right.
there was about 100 people. It was a great gig. I think there's been times where I feel the lowest, but there's never been a time where I feel, this is a mistake.
Right.
Lowest as in like I go to a corporate gig. And I remember this very well. It was in Kota Kinabalu. When I did a corporate gig, I was with 2 other guys. So I was the middle. So the first guy went on, he killed. I went on, died. Like,
Oh.
oh no.
Right.
Really died. Like the client hated me, the boss hated me, the event manager hated me, the event agent hated me. So like, wow. So and everyone's really upset. And it was more upset for me because this was in KK
Yeah.
and it was on my birthday.
Oh,
I
man.
almost teared up, man. Like, why am I doing this?
Oh, man.
Yeah, but okay, then fast forward to like this year where you sold out some of your own shows as a solo act. How does that feel? Like, whoa, does it go through your mind like I deserve this? I worked hard.
Yeah, I think definitely. So like for the tour, my own solo tour, by the time you saw me in KL or the KL shows, I already performed the shows about 41 times.
Wow.
Because I did Melbourne for a month, then I did Sydney, then I did Brisbane, then I did Adelaide, then I did Perth. Then I did Hong Kong, Singapore, and then I did like KK, Kuching, Penang, and JB, and then I finally come back to KL.
Wow.
So by the time I perform in KL, which is the show that I taped, so that I can release clips on YouTube or Facebook, I done the show 41 times.
That was the one in that
Manara Ken.
Manara Ken, right? Yeah.
I didn't know the show in and out. So like that in the industry, that's what we call we are match fit.
Oh yeah. When you're reaching the peak,
we are like ready to go anytime. We're match fit. All our moves and our flourishes all perfectly ready.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So because I've been doing the show, I've been touring actively.
I'm just curious, when you go on tour in in Australia and Hong Kong and all, the majority of your audience, do you get like the locals from there, or are there a lot of Malaysians who come out to your shows in those areas?
Mostly Malaysians. I'm trying to change that. I mean, obviously, when I go to Australia, I hope more Australians come. But usually Malaysians, and then followed by Singaporeans and other Asians.
It's because your jokes are very Malaysian centric.
Not really. Some of them are quite
generic Asian.
No, not even that. Some of them are. There's some Asian material. Which can be appreciated by other people, and then there are some rather generic stuff like people who fly in business class. How to say, like why do we hate tourists from China? I mean, everyone can relate to that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be Chinese to know. To relate to that. So there's a lot of that. So I think like next year I'm trying to get it more into the non-Asian market. Because I don't just perform to Malaysians. I want to perform to other people.
You want to expand your audience.
The world is so wide, and Malaysians are just 30 million. So
true. And do you hate it when someone comes up to you? Oh, you're a stand-up comedian. Can you tell me a joke?
Yeah. That's a really. It's like going up to YouTube. Hey, shoot me a video now. do you get it? What's your version of that question?
It's like I don't know. It's like, hey, what's that version? My version of that question would be, hey, can I feature me in your video?
Oh my, yes.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen to you before.
So it's like, hey man, do you think I can be in your video?
I remember in the middle of a shoot, right? I remember we were shooting once at Caring Farmer. The
Watson's in
pizza.
Yeah.
And then one girl came. Hey, can I be in the next? I want to be featured in the next video. I'm like, dude.
How do I politely say no without sounding like an idiot?
And then he said, there's a form you can fill up. Go to the website. I remember, and I'm pretty sure there's no form to fill up. So let's go back. Like, where's the form? we were shooting. I mean, come on, man. I mean, ask for a photo. That's fine, Yeah, I recently. So that is a question that comedians hate the most, because number one, we can't tell you a joke. It's very different telling you a joke now to your face than being on stage. There's a lot of elements that are not present, like stage, light, sound, and atmosphere.
Yeah.
One time I went to Kuching for a gig. I went to Kuching. I was doing my Harmful to Swallow solo tour. I went to a lift. Okay, inside the lift was 4 people. Small lift, right? 4 people. And this is like, I can't write the sketch better. Like, go inside. First guy goes, "Hey, aren't you that very famous singer?" Right? They said, no, I'm a comedian. Yes, the comedian. Then the next guy, the comedian, right? Joshua Leong. No, I'm Jason Leong. Right? Oh yeah. Then third guy, Jason. Oh, hey, can you give us a sample? Sample of your jokes? I said, no. Why don't you come to my show tonight? The fourth guy, no lah, we got other plans to do. 4 guys, boom. Like, and I just go up to the second floor. No, so from the ground floor to second floor, boom. Okay, thank you.
Oh my gosh, don't you hate it when people do that?
Yeah. Another favorite one is, so that's one. Can you tell us a joke? Like, I feel like strangling the person. Another one. Lately I've been getting a lot, and I just only realized it's very rude. It's and usually this happens after I do a gig, and usually when the gig is good, then they ask me this question, right? Check this out. They go, "Hey, so Jason, you studied to be a doctor, right? Oh, and now you're a comedian. Isn't it a waste?" Oh, like you just saw me.
Straight shot you down.
Yeah, you just saw me do well, right? Like,
in a sold out stadium.
If I die, no, like a corporate gig or whatever. If I die, it's fine. I understand. But you just saw me kill. And isn't it a waste? Why is it a waste?
Because they're all under the assumption that the career of a doctor is much more lucrative than an entertainer.
Yeah. So I still don't know how to come back to
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, let's just put it this way. Kevin Hart, okay, who is a comedian, a black comedian. Let's just talk about Kevin Hart because, like, right now, I can only think of him. Kevin Hart, I just watched a video last night about how he was basically flexing his $36 million collection of watches.
Yeah.
He made what, 80 million?
Yeah, no more than that.
He sells out the Madison Square Garden. That's insane.
Jerry Seinfeld's net worth is 800 million US dollars.
Oh my god!
But a lot of that comes from the TV show.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, Kevin Hart makes a lot. And I remember once Louis C.K. said that when he goes on tour, he makes more money than if you were to do movies.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because of the shows you do daily and the number of
albeit, of course, these people are at the top of the pyramid, of course. But it's still quite reasonable to make decent amount if you're smart line.
But Kevin Hart, I mean, I saw him grow. I saw him at the bottom where he was just starting out, and then he just went up, and boom.
He just told his agent at the beginning, he's like, just get me all the gigs that you can. So he played all the small venues, and then he just grew from there.
I think what people don't
Same
really
like
see
Trevor Noah.
is the hustle,
the grind.
Yeah, the grind. Like you said, people go and see your show one night, but you've been doing what 41 nights before you hit that one night in KL. Exactly.
Yeah, like someone like Ronnie Chang,
Yes.
He's on the Daily Show. His Netflix special is out. He performed like thousands of people at big theaters. I remember when he was just starting out. I've seen photos of him performing to small rooms. I've seen him do the small shows, and it's people don't see this anymore. They think that a superstar just boom,
just appear out of nowhere. Yeah, you know Ronnie Chang. You're good friends with him.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Yeah, and he's Malaysian. People don't know that.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think he grew up in Johor Bahru, but I consider him a citizen of the world because he's been everywhere.
Yeah, it's been Johor Bahru, Singapore, Australia,
America.
Yeah, so we were in New York for work, and then he reached out actually.
Oh, nice! That's so nice of him.
Yeah, actually he reached out before we were in the States. Then he's like, hey, he watches our stuff. He's like, hey, love your work.
Right.
Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. And I was like, damn it, Ronnie Chang from Crazy Rich Asians freaking messaged us,
When'd you go?
I think it was last year. Last year.
So cool, such a cool cat.
I messaged him when I was in New York. Hey, you cool to hang? Are you cool to meet up and just and he said, yeah. So he brought us out to, I'm not sure where in New York, but some place in Chinatown which was quite hipster. A cafe is quite nice. And there he came, and then only then did I realize, oh, I'm actually from JB. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. All this while I always thought that
Singaporean.
No, that is like in some way Australian, and then went to America because look, you see him on the Trevor Noah show, right?
Even his accent is all Rojak.
Yeah.
There's no,
you cannot pinpoint exactly.
Sometimes Malaysian, sometimes Australian, sometimes Singaporean, sometimes American. It's like, what and it's such a cool cat.
Yeah, and then he was like telling us about how he hangs out with you and the whole entire stand-up comedy group or community in Malaysia and stuff like that. I was like, wow, this guy is so good. Like, this guy is like, I would say that he's Hollywood material already.
Yeah, speaking about like the hustle, right? So he was telling us how like in preparation for his Netflix special, he would do the circuit in New York, 5 to 6 gigs a night.
Wow.
So each one of them is like 10 minutes, 15 minutes spot. So he does 5 to 6 a night.
Wow.
And this is to practice.
Yeah, to practice. And that's why it's so good. If you watch the Netflix special, it's so smooth.
Yeah.
There's no hiccups. There's no like stutters. There's no like, and it's all perfect.
Like what you said, match fit.
He's
right?
match fit. Yeah.
I was watching it last night, but I kind of felt. I mean, not to say it's bored. I was bored.
You were tired,
I was tired but before I was sleeping, I was already tired. Hey, the amazing it's an Asian destroys America. I watched. It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like he was actually reading from a script. It looks as though he was just.
Yeah.
He was just like he was like as if he was just like spontaneously roasting everyone.
Yeah. That's what we call match fit lah.
Oh wow.
So good. And I think we can all appreciate someone who how to say, from nothing, work hard and then achieve something.
Yeah.
Like stand-up comedy is something which you cannot be successful at because your father is famous.
Right.
Yeah, you can't.
If you're not funny,
because your
not
father's
funny.
rich.
Yeah.
You can't. Same like YouTube. You can't. This creative. That's the beauty of the creative industry. Most of the time, you have to be good on your own merit. You can't like your father, mother cannot give you a job somewhere and then you suddenly grow. You gotta be on your own.
You have to stand on your own feet, lah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So when's Jason Leong gonna go global?
It's tough, no? Because like I think the next big move for me would be try to get on Netflix.
Yeah.
That seems to be a hard nut to crack for now. We'll see how things go. Next year, I'm going to go to New York for about a month.
Wow.
Trying to sort out some gigs over there so that I can go there and gig. Because New York and LA are like the showcase cities.
Yeah.
Also, I'm trying to get into, JFL, Just for Laughs, Montreal.
Oh, yeah.
That is the stand-up comedy's most prestigious festival. It's invitation only. And when the JFL Montreal is on, all the network... the industry movers and shakers
They'll go there
from
to scout
America goes to Montreal to scout. Yeah.
Wow.
So when you start flying in your own private jet, I just want a spot. Yeah.
On a spot.
I just want a spot in the private jet because I've never flown in a private jet.
I'll take the toilet. I'll take the toilet seat.
The lavatory. You can put you can put him in a lavatory.
I think I'm closer to see the Jinny Boy private jet.
Wow. No way. No way.
Blizon on it.
No. Look, like we get we get hundreds and thousands of we get millions of views, but everybody watches it for free. Okay, people pay for your shows, so that's the difference. If I were to go out and say that, hey man, come and watch us live, nobody will come.
20 ringgit also no.
But then again, I've always been like really scared to have this kind of live shows to have people pay because I'm always under the impression that people will not come.
But speaking of live shows, didn't Jen did a
yeah, she did.
Fucking killed it at her own event. Did you go?
I was actually at a friend's wedding. I wanted to go.
Same. I was at a friend's wedding. I couldn't go.
So she invited, and I was like, yeah, I want to go. But you know when she said the date, I was like, oh man, my friend's getting married.
Not only I was at a friend's wedding, I was performing at a friend's wedding. But yeah, I couldn't go.
He was minting it.
No lah, free lah.
Oh, free. I bet like every friend.
Ryan, did you go?
I was there. Yeah,
it's
crazy.
killer, right?
Sold out. It was like
tickets sold out within like and the day.
The day, yeah.
Within a day, it's sold out.
Early bird tickets sold out. What? I mean, she sold out the show. Yeah, and the thing is,
packed.
she only limited it to 500 because she said, I don't think people will come.
So this Jen, right?
Yeah,
she works so hard, right? And then she's conquering the video scene on social media. Now live events, so she want to catch out. Dude, this leave some for us lah.
Yeah.
She eating the whole pie already.
The whole pie. No, she eating the whole pie. Then other people's pie, so it's steak.
Hey, what's your that? Can I taste it? Quite nice, huh?
That's you, Jen. Keep up the hustle.
All right, man. Okay.
That's correct.
Jason, you know what? Thank you so much for taking time off to come on the show.
Thanks for having me. I want to come back again.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Really, we're like scraping like the surface.
Going through the contact list already.
There's so much more that to be honest, he only lives 5 minutes away from the office lah.
Oh yeah.
From our studio. Okay, so there's no excuse for him not to basically come here and and do a show with us.
Blackmail.
Yeah, because there's so much more. To be honest, I feel like so much more that we can kind of like talk with Jason Leong because like he's very. You know what? I'll leave it for the next episode. But every time I read his posts on Facebook,
right,
I just giggle to myself and my wife is like, "What's wrong with you?" I show it to my wife and she giggles too.
Do you follow him
to talk about?
Yeah, you follow him on Twitter? His Twitter account is on fire, man.
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at drjasonlsk.
Yes. All right, man.
There we go.
Thank you so much for listening to us. Okay, today is the 26th of December, coming to the end of the year. Most of them will probably be still outside looking at the solar eclipse that's happening.
Finished it.
It's done lah. Go home. Okay. Thank you so much for listening to Mamak Sessions. You can stream us on Spotify. You can stream us on iTunes as well if you're on your iOS mobile. If you want to basically look at our beautiful faces and see how Dr. Jason Leong makes all of us laugh, you can watch us on youtube.com/JinnyboyTV Hangouts. Follow us on our Instagram. It is
Mamak Sessions.
All right. Before we go, I just want to say, have a very happy new year. This might be the last episode for this year, I think. Yeah, it is. It will
next
be.
Week will be New Year already.
Jason, you're the last episode for 2019.
Wrapping it up for 2019.
I'm the last one they thought of.
Happy New Year. Have a great one. Speak to you next time.
Woo.